Family, this is Jae Explains, where I, Jay, break down events, concepts, ideas, and whatever I want. The title says Irvington's Job Fair, and it was a very quaint event. Irvington's Economic Development Director, Janae Phillips, put it together, and I love the initiative shown by Mayor Voss and his administration. I didn't attend looking for work because it was construction oriented, and that's not my field, but I wanted to see how it was conducted and get some footage for Irvington Unbound. That changed, and this received its very own video when a very brash and some would say bold statement was made. So before we get into it, there's a few points I want to get across, made very clear. Point one is black perception and projection. The idea that all black people just want a handout or are running a scheme, lazy and or unambitious. The mayor himself had a tale of chastising people who came up to him looking for employment, asking if they were looking for employment. That seems redundant to me. When we are stereotyped as these things by outsiders, it's bad enough. But when it comes from within, it's devastating. Point two is that a job doesn't equate success. Manufacturing initially built urban communities, providing access to unions and protected labor. Now labor is every man for himself. And no matter what you're willing to do, someone is willing to do it cheaper, to a point where the average income in Irvington is $32,000. Hold on to that piece of information. It's going to come up a little bit later in the video. Point three, I pray that each and every individual in that room finds employment. Not only that they enjoy, but pays them what they're worth, and to be honest, even more. With that being said, let's hear from Ms. Phillips, the mayor, and the developers. Oh, and just so you know, the hospital that they mentioned in this video is Irvington General. It's the first municipally owned hospital in the state, and where I personally got stitched up on my hand as a kid, and the scar is still there. But while it was being closed and sold, I was off having awesome adventures. So I know that even if I were here, there wouldn't have been anything that I could have done, but the closing and destruction of a hospital, that place where sick people go to get better, will never sound like a good thing to me. No matter how flowery the tone, it's a hospital. But we can only move forward and into the future. So, let's roll the tape.
Development activities that are going on in the township. So one of the first things that we did was to enact the first source of employment linkage program to ensure that every project that we institute, every project that we approve for development within the township, that Irvington residents have an opportunity to be employed first.
So many different things is going on in the township of Irvington, and our motto here is keeping everything clean and safe. And a part of that is empowering our residents. One of the things I wanted to do when I became mayor is say, listen, our people deserve an opportunity first to have first shot at employment so that they can take pride in helping to rebuild their community. We've been doing some tremendous things over the last 2 years. We plan to keep it going into year 3 and in year 4. But if you know the old Irvington General Hospital site, it's down. We have great personal friend of mine is heading up, Adenah's heading this up. Not only is she heading up this project, but she feeds me, but she owns the IHOP over on Springfield Avenue.
Hi, I'm Adenah Bayoh. Without the township really entrusting in us, that site, that hospital site, that actually belonged to the township at the time we purchased it, we are just the agent, the person that's going to bring this thing alive to kind of bring us to its truest potential. So I always like to say this project is not about Matt or me. This project is about Irvington. But if I don't have your buy-in, if I don't get somebody from the community that sees someone doing something to that site that have no right being done to that site, that speak up about it, it's a mute point. This project is only going to get built if we do it collectively together. And collectively means we all get to participate in it. This is the time now for us to say, the project is at a stage where we need participation from the local residents. It will make me more happier any given day to make sure that as you drive by that site, you see your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, whoever participating in rebuilding that site. Because I always feel like it's one thing to say, I want you to partner with me. It's another thing for you to truly make me a partner and say, I'm going to put my mouth where my money is at. If someone is qualified and able and we have the job, we would definitely give Irvington residents the first dig. Because we suffered the 6 or 10 years that hospital sat there vacant with no one in it, and it just sat there. And everyone knows the broken window syndrome, right? We all know that as a child growing up, or even as an adult, if you rob out a broken window every day, and now start to play with your perception that a window is supposed to be broken.
So the first phase right now is 114 apartments, all rental apartments. We're looking at, we have approval for 700 units for the rest of the site. So there's going to be different phases. We're going to finish building this phase, and then we'll hopefully start in about 2018, 2019, looking at starting up those next phases. Get to the point, we want to get some basic information, understand experience level, what certifications you have, and then and just because you don't have anything doesn't preclude you from working on our site. Okay? So what we need to do is get a gauge here of how many people have an Ocean 10 card. Right? So that maybe that's great. So there's no people got an Ocean 10 card, so there's certain things that you can immediately get on our site. Other people, we need to make sure we got to get you in class. Right? And we hope that we can give you a job on our site, but if not, there's a lot of other projects we're working on. There's a lot of other subcontractors and developers that we work with, and the goal is to get people jobs. Hopefully it's on our site, but we need to make sure that is the main focus of tonight, is to figure out where you are and then how we can get you. So with that said, this is that thing.
Yes, sir.
When is the start date for starting construction?
Well, we're already in like the second phase at this point, right? The hospital's down.
Right.
We have done the footings before the slab, so we're on our way. We're about 10-15% complete right now. So we don't anticipate completion of the first phase until fall of next year. So now's the time for us to really identify a work staff, workforce, and yeah.
So, like, when would the first day that people in this room would be able to start working? Like the day, like could they start working like tomorrow or not?
We need to figure out where people are, what sort of certifications, and what they're able
So that varies. So that varies, like what day they can start. But what would you say would be the soonest for those who have like OSHA cards?
We have some people actually
Right,
from the community
Yeah.
working on the site right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me clarify. We have already, individuals from the community have been working on the site through demolition. We recently hired an individual who lives down the street.
Nice.
Came by the site, took initiative, came up there, and the timing worked out, and we brought him off.
Yep.
So, in terms of when that can happen, you're looking at the numbers right here. We're also a construction firm as well. So we have the ability to make decisions to make this a reality. So we want to make it happen as fast as possible. Again, we're a general contractor, so most of the work is being subbed out. So it's us working with our subcontractors to say, are you going to be able to staff my job? And they say, no, well, maybe some days I can, other days I can't. And then I say, oh, great, well, I have a list of people.
Yeah.
So,
And then also, it's so important, I think you guys heard the mayor say, I have the IHOP on the street, and we do a lot of hiring. And I gotta say, I pride myself on having a really strong team of individuals that work in that restaurant, that take pride in making sure that that restaurant is the best thing that ever happened to Irvington.
We're about to mace their ass. Yeah, spray that mace, spray the mace.
We want the same level of commitment of people working on the Irvington General Hospital site. Let's not make no mistake. This is not going to be, we're on a mission. And when you're on a mission, you don't have the time to pass step. You're either with me or you're not with me. Past Sunday, you're not going to make it. So if you're going to come here, be committed to this project. It hasn't been an easy journey. And we want people to finish this journey that are as passionate, hardworking, that are going to be dedicated to showing up. Showing